What's up, YouTube and my fellow gamers? Welcome to another episode of
Game Day!
a reoccurring series that takes place every Tuesday where I play and talk about games that I am excited and passionate about. This is the fourth episode out of 5, and then Season 1 of Game Day will be over. This was really a pilot test to see what everyone thought of this video style of showcasing games that I'm passionate about. If there's a demand for another season, then perhaps at a later point in time I'll bring back Game Day for Season 2. After Episode 5 next week, Game Day will be replaced by regular Let's Plays of all kinds of different games that I'm playing. Today I'm bringing you an independently developed game by Zero Point Software called Interstellar Marines. Interstellar Marines is a tactical FPS which offers a unique blend of co-op, role-playing, and non-linear gameplay. It's set in a believable future, and you take on the role as an elite soldier handpicked to join Project IM, which is a top-secret military program being assembled to protect mankind from all dangers outside of our solar system. Interstellar Marines has a lot of inspiration from Half-Life to System Shock 2 and Rainbow Six 3. The game has gone through a lot of iterations over its time, and it's lost funding multiple times, and I'm really passionate about the developers because they really care about all of the feedback that the players give them to make the game the best that they can. And these developers have stuck with the game and stuck with their vision for so many years, and they've just kept, no matter how many failures they've had, a failed Kickstarter, failed funding, they keep going at it, and they are going to develop this game no matter what. And that is what I love about these developers. And they really respond on the Steam forums and to all of their messaging. I even sent the developers a message during their Kickstarter to help support the game and try to get some news site to promote them. And they responded and said, "Thank you so much. We really appreciate it." And that's really cool. And I think these developers really deserve to get Interstellar Marines built and developed. And so right now the game is just multiplayer currently. They did finally release it on Steam. You can get it for $18.99, and then you can play all of the multiplayer. They continue to update the game quite frequently. I would say once a month or once every 2 months at least. And they're adding all kinds of new maps and weapons to the game and so forth. And so right now, let me just talk a little bit about some of the features available. There's 8 unique indoor and outdoor maps, which feature dynamic environment configurations such as day, rain, thunder, and lightning. The really cool thing about the maps is that they literally change in front of you. It's kind of like a simulation. And that's how they expect their soldiers to be trained. So when you send in these Interstellar Marines, they go into these simulations to train themselves for all these different environments, and that's really what the multiplayer is. It's like setting you up for the single-player game whenever it's developed. It's a long time coming, but hopefully it will be done, within the next year or two. This game has the best dynamic lighting and real-time shadows that I've ever seen in the game. I mean, it is ridiculous how much time and effort they've put into that system. The shadowing system is amazing, and you can really see that in the gameplay. If you can't, I don't know, you need glasses because it is ridiculously good. No offense to anyone if I hurt somebody's feelings, but seriously, it's really damn good. So there's a full-body first-person character, so there's no more like floating hands or anything like that. It's really physics-based dynamically on the character. There's a crouch and cover system, which obviously is a standard for any FPS game. But the cool thing is that there's a helmet HUD system, which kind of has like a projection of how much ammo you have, all of the mission goals and parameters. So in multiplayer, if you're playing a stronghold map, the HUD tells you where all the objectives are and so forth. Now you can actually take your helmet off and raise the visor up if you want to, and that adds a whole nother level of gameplay. If it's raining in a map, your HUD kind of fogs up sometimes if you're running through the map, and you're sprinting for a very long time. So if that happens, you may want to open up your visor so that you can actually see something. So that really adds a whole nother dynamic to the game. You have a full spectator mode and movie cam, so you can actually switch between other team members after you die, and you can watch them play throughout the map, which is really cool. I like that. Kind of like how Counter-Strike used to be, or is still. There's a lot of servers still being added. I would say that the servers are pretty empty right now. There's not a lot of people on the servers. After the latest update with the new HUD system, there seems to be quite a few people on the West Coast and in Europe. But if you live on the East Coast, good luck finding anybody on there. I haven't found anybody in a while. You have to just kind of log in at different times to see when people are on. But usually West Coast and Europe, there's going to always be a 16-player match going on. There's a tactical flashlight and laser assist for your weapons, so you can blind people with your flashlight, but you can also use the light to see where you're going as well in those nighttime scenes or matches. I'm not really sure how much longer Interstellar Marines has left in development. There's still a lot of things left to do for multiplayer, for weapons, and for character animations, and a lot of other things. But the entire single-player game is based on the premise that you're one of these Interstellar Marines who has a first contact with an alien species, and you have to deal with that threat, you and your squad. And that's really what the premise is. So it's going to be set kind of in a believable future where, if we do venture out further into other worlds, this could actually happen, where we encounter, another alien species. And one of the species is this cool shark. It's kind of like a genetic shark that actually runs on its legs. And if you see some of the earlier videos of Interstellar Marines, you can see some of those sharks in action. But that's really what the single player is going to be about, and it's really going to be a AAA indie game. I mean, they've put in so much heart and soul into this game that I just have to talk about it and show you guys how much work they've done already and how much that they are still going to do. Multiplayer is a lot of fun, though. This is a great game if you want to just play for a little bit before you have to go somewhere. You want to get a couple matches in. Like any FPS game, it does get old after a while. I mean, especially for me, I can't play FPSs for a very long time before I get bored, and that's just my, what I'm into. I like strategy games and role-playing games, things like that, but I also like FPS games, first-person shooters as well, but I just need them in small doses. So if you're like me, then this is the perfect game to just join a couple rounds and play and have fun. There's all kinds of different maps. One of my favorite is a new one called Stronghold, and basically what it is each team has these different points to capture. And your HUD on your helmet tells you where these points are, and what you have to do is basically go and capture these points, and whoever captures all of the points first wins, and that's really the premise of it. And there's a couple other maps as well that you can do that are a lot of fun. I'm not going to talk too much more about the game because I think you can see the potential that this game has. And showing multiplayer for 25 minutes is going to get kind of old. But I did want to talk about the roadmap for the near future and the things that they are going to be adding. Interstellar Marines has just added Linux support, so if you are a Linux user, you can download the game now and play it on Linux. There's going to be a stats achievement, friends for Steam. There is going to be advanced character movement. Right now, this is kind of like the first iteration of character movement and stuff, but there's going to be sprinting, better character movement in general. There's going to be a tactical gameplay, so there's going to be fatigue and adrenaline. I'm not exactly sure what adrenaline does, but it probably affects your aim and stuff like that. But fatigue will also be important because you're not going to be able to sprint across the entire map like you can in a lot of other games. Some weapon features are rate of fire. There's going to be weapon extensions and reload types. And I think there's going to be a ranking system as well. So as you gain in rank, you'll be able to add better additions to your weapons. So you can kind of customize your weapons how you want. And that's for the multiplayer. I'm not exactly sure how it is for the single player, but for multiplayer, I know that they're going to be adding all these different weapon types and customization. So that's going to be interesting to see in the near future. There's going to be obviously more multiplayer maps. They definitely are going to be adding more of those and more environment variations as well. There's going to be a shooting range in single player that you can shoot all of the different weapons. A Oculus Rift support, so those of you who have the Oculus Rift, you're going to have a lot of fun with that. And then there's server and LAN support for those who are hosting their own servers. I do hope that they allow you to host some servers later on in the future. And they're going to increase their artificial intelligence as well and make the AI great for single player. So I'm really excited to see how well they do that. But I've heard some really good things from the developers by watching their older videos on how the AI is really going to be pretty advanced, especially with some of the enemy alien species that you encounter, such as the alien sharks and other things. So I hope you've enjoyed this game day, and I hope you've enjoyed watching Interstellar Marines. I definitely keep an eye on this. If it goes on sale, I would definitely pick it up and support these developers. It's still got a long way to go, but I'm really looking forward to this game in the next year or two. Thanks guys so much, and I'll see you again next time on Game Day.